I'm Angel, and welcome to my channel. The topic of this video is the nodes of the Moon ingress in the Aries-Libra axis. On July 12, 2023, the North Node enters Aries and the South Node into Libra, until January 11, 2025. These aren't actual planets or asteroids. They are points where the Moon moves into the northern ecliptic hemisphere, which is called ascending or North Node, and where the Moon enters the southern ecliptic, which is called descending or South Node. They are always opposite each other, 6 signs apart on the astrological wheel. They progress counterclockwise, and their transit in an axis, like Aries-Libra, is approximately 18 months. The idea of a time loop, a circle that goes around, forever, and a dragon or snake, eating its own tail, dates back to alchemy and the Middle Ages. You may have heard of an obscure part of horoscope history called draconic astrology. So, from July 2023 till 2024, we see the Aries North Node snaking back to the sign it was in some 18 or 19 years before. If you have something in Aries and Libra, this is going to be about your relationships. Divorce, separation, partnership, new relationship, is something that will be expected. Picture this. A mythical dragon with an insatiable hunger for adventure and growth has set its sights on Aries. The dragon's head, also known as the North Node, will officially enter the fiery sign of Aries. The dragon's tail, otherwise known as the South Node, will make its way into the harmonious sign of Libra at the exact same time. Sometimes you see people online claiming you should do the North Node and not do the South Node. That is wrong. You actually have to do both. Libra stands for partnership and Aries for battle. Libra is me and you, and Aries is me against everyone. What does this mean for us mortals? The North Node is like a trusty compass, guiding us toward our life's purpose and direction. In Aries, it's all about taking bold action and embracing our inner warrior. It's time to step out of our comfort zones and conquer new territories. Think of the North Node as a beacon of light, illuminating the path ahead, while the South Node in Libra represents the allure of comfort and familiarity. This astrological shift is a call to adventure, urging us to break free from old patterns and habits that no longer serve us. So buckle up, folks, and get ready for a wild ride. The North Node in Aries is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to unleash your inner fire and make your mark on the world. Who knows what exciting discoveries and growth await you on this journey? When the North and South Nodes change signs, it shifts the backdrop both in our world and in our personal lives for 18 months. The North Node is the point based on the Moon's ecliptic that indicates where we can benefit from placing our energy and focus, and the South Node is a releasing point. These two nodes are the signs that the eclipses are usually in, though 2023 does pose some exception to that, as the eclipse on 28th of October 2023 is in Taurus. Eclipses are change portals, and the nodes indicate what areas of our lives are in transition. Aries is a very physical sign, so this may amplify certain challenges that need to be addressed within your body. Physical intuition also becomes heightened during this time, so it's important to listen to your instincts and your body's wisdom. This is a great transit for deciding to implement a new physical fitness routine and to become physically stronger. Where you make daily choices in the direction of your ambitions and demonstrate strength of will, you will be rewarded. Many will be seeking self-sufficiency and to remove dependency. The South Node in Libra indicates in the collective a shift in the way we do relationships moving forward. We may see a rise in divorce rates and breakups. People may not be able to ignore the waving red flags in their partnerships. This transit will challenge people-pleasing tendencies, and will force people to place boundaries around their energy, which is a good thing. It will likely become uncomfortable to be dependent upon the wrong people or institutions. By not throwing out the baby with the bathwater, we are able to use the South Node in Libra to preserve the relationships that are actually in alignment with our true selves. Art and aesthetics generally take on less importance, and diplomacy goes out the window. People may care less about what is trendy or cool, and gravitate more towards what they love. If you have the Sun or your rising sign in Libra, this may be a time of purging and clearing, where you may not get exactly what you want, but what you need. If you have the Sun or your rising sign in Aries, this will be a time to revel in sacred selfishness through prioritizing your personal development. Likely you will meet some important people and find new pathways to take. If you're at least 18 years old, You have experienced this transit at least once. Many of these past experiences may repeat, though there will be some differences on a global level. Other periods when the North Node was in Aries and the South Node was in Libra. January 27, 1949, July 26, 1950. August 20, 1967, April 19, 1969. April 7, 1986, December 2, 1987. December 27, 2004, June 22, 2006. When talking about world events, the North Node shows what the world will collectively move towards, while the South Node shows what qualities will decrease as a whole. During this transit, we will all become more Aryan and move away from Libran qualities. This isn't a very drastic transit, unlike eclipses. It's much more subtle in nature but can clearly be felt over time since it lasts for about 18 months. You'll notice that during the North Node in Aries, everyone becomes a little more violent, cares more about the self, and societal pressure will ease as we move away from Libran qualities. Of course, because this is also the time of Mars. Due to Aries, expect more action. During past transits, the North Node in Aries seems to correlate to big worldwide events, like wildfires. These aren't slow-burning, long-term wildfires. However, some of the biggest fires in history have happened during the North Node in Aries. It's a cardinal and sudden sign but dies off just as quickly. Until July 12, 2023, the North Node was in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio. The money and valuables versus joint possessions and joint business axis. And what we are experiencing is quite significant in terms of world and national economies. Some markets are being challenged, such as buyers of energy, which powers everything and takes this influence downstream on the value chain, while other markets receive significant boosts like energy producers, from oil and gas in our current world setup. On a personal level, with inflation eroding our purchasing power, we experience in our own lives the karma of past actions, both on a global level and personal level. Life flows in cycles, and we can see how on a global level. From challenges regarding world economy/personal, the Taurus-Scorpio axis, the Aries-Libra, where the nodes are going to stay for the next 18 months, will be about the I versus we dynamic, the opposition between what is important for my individuality, my identity, who I am, and the importance of we, like close relationships, both personal and in business. The North Node in Aries can also indicate the beginning of wars or conflicts. These aren't always massive wars, but this transit does indicate a more aggressive time. If the world is already involved in conflicts, then you can expect sudden changes or increased aggression. As a collective, we will push towards being independent. Facades will crumble and be left with what's real, with what the individual wants, rather than what they're taught to want. This is the push towards Mars and away from Venus. We will be pushed to let go of things that look pretty and feel good. Aries can bring sudden destruction, so this can be painful, and there may be large events that completely wipe away these societal constructs. But remember, the North Node in Aries is all about finding the self. So as individuals and as a collective, this is a chance to cut through any facades and see what's true for us. Aries is a very physical sign, so this may amplify certain challenges that need to be addressed within your body. Physical intuition also becomes heightened during this time, so it's important to listen to your instincts and your body's wisdom. This is a great transit for deciding to implement a new physical fitness routine and to become physically stronger. Where you make daily choices in the direction of your ambitions and demonstrate strength of will, you will be rewarded. Many will be seeking self-sufficiency and to remove dependency. When the North Node in Aries transit begins, you'll find that you move towards independence and away from dependence on societal expectations. This means that you'll start to care more about what makes your soul sing and less about what society tells you to want. It also means that you'll want more alone time. During this transit, you learn how to trust your gut and your body to tell you the truth. These are lessons that are best discovered alone. However, the North Node in Aries transit isn't all good. You might be more hot-headed during these times, and have little patience for people who contradict what you feel is true for you. In that case, don't forget to use the South Node in Libra to bring in some compassion and empathy. You'll find that during the Aries North Node transit, most people move away from playing nice. It's a time when people just really stop caring about others and care more about what is good for themselves. Perhaps a me cycle of teenage years, when your individuality had paramount importance and you had duels with your parents. How can that likely be balanced now? An example might be that you have children of your own, maybe they are young and life challenges you to make decisions for the sake of we. If you don't have children, maybe someone else, close to you is having their own self-reinvention cycle, such as having a burning process shifting from employee to opening a business or going through what is called a midlife crisis. And you feel the strain this emancipation is putting on your relationship, and you need to deal with it. How do we deal with challenges that are inevitable, like cosmic transits? Short answer, with self-care, patience and compassion. Long answer, it's hard. And it's okay if you won't learn all your soul's lessons in this node's cycle in Aries-Libra. And no, the nodes are not alone in the cosmos. They create a vibe with interference in the full spectrum of all the other luminaries in the chart. There will be other pressing themes too, not just the me versus we broken record. The least you can do is be aware you're being challenged in your close relationships. When you are aware, perhaps you'll understand that your partner/friend's buttons are pressed too. You'll have 5%, 10% more patience than you usually do, or more. You'll find the strength to say nothing for 10 seconds instead of pouring gas on the fire in an argument. And from this 18-month cycle, you can at least create more positive, or less negative/undesirable, karma. To see how the North Node in Aries transit will affect you specifically, look at the house in your chart that it falls in. This is the environment where you'll become the most Aryan. You can also look to see if the Aries North Node aspects any planets, since that will show the qualities that will become more Aryan within yourself. Same goes with the South Node in Libra transit to determine what qualities you'll be releasing during this transit. For Aries, the North Node transit brings a strong drive for personal growth and self-expression. It's the struggle between me and we. Aries represents self-image, identity, physical appearance, pursuing the self-needs. Libra is close partnerships. In a couple, marriage or close business partnerships, and how you need to balance the needs of the couple. You'll care less about dressing, decorating, talking, and acting in a way that is trendy. During the North Node in Aries transit, you'll begin to care more about what's inside of you, what your independent self wants. This is a beautiful time to separate yourself from the crowd. You are being asked to discover what brings you the utmost pleasure when it comes marching to the beat of your own fiery drum. This boost of confidence and assertiveness may lead to positive changes, including a potential change in appearance. This period will unlock your leadership qualities and may lead you in a new direction in life. You may prioritize your own career and goals, feeling the need to focus on yourself. Avoid codependency. Expect evolution when it comes to your close relationships. If you are in a relationship that hinders your individuality, you will feel compelled to step up and assert yourself. If the relationship doesn't align with your newfound self-focus, you may decide to leave. However, it's crucial to remember that the choice is yours, and things that are meant to stay will stay. The good news: relationships which pass the test of these karmic trials in 2023 to 2024 will be rock solid. In my view, the good news regarding potential breakups is that they clear the path for what's next in your becoming, so that relationships that don't serve what you came to experience in this life will be weeded out. It's important to find a balance between considering your partner's needs and not forgetting about your own. Try to stay calm and level-headed as you navigate through this period. For single Aries, this transit will be perfect for finding a partner. I don't want to say the partner, because the nodes are linked with karma. So you might have encounters that balance whatever relationship lesson seeds you were planting 18 to 19 years ago in 2005 to 2006, or the previous node's cycle in 1987 to 1988. This transit can attract partners from past lives or those who appreciate you for who you truly are. So what seeds for life lessons regarding relationships were you planting then? Were you in your teens and had your first crush and swore forever love? Maybe you'll experience some lessons about making absolute commitments in relationships. I can't tell you what your lesson will be. Maybe it will be a lesson along the lines of cheating or flirting with more than one person at a time. I find that when we are deceived in relationships and we end up hurting or hating, being unable to forgive, life brings a mirror experience, so we can understand the other side of the lesson. You might be lured into cheating. It's your decision how you choose to respond to what life brings at you. If the challenges presented to you are karmic, your response is your choice, as always. I sense also that the idea of monogamy will be strongly challenged for some individuals. I'm not saying that monogamy is good, bad, preferable or not. Just that we're going to see the monogamy debates in society intensifying. For Taurus, the North Node comes with a message of the importance of rest and self-care. It's crucial to listen to your body and prioritize your health, especially if you've been overworking. This transit encourages you to recognize when you need to take a break and honor your need for solitude. Let's see how we decode the node's transit for you, Taurus. During this 18-month transit, you'll have experiences that bring no surprise to you, regarding work, health, stress and the involvement of a close partner. Maybe a spouse or a parent or a co-founder, along with whom you might experience overwork, stress, possibly health issues. The good news? Here is your South Node, so you have an intuitive knowledge on how to deal with this. And you know the answer? Assertiveness, in one of its many forms. Then we have the North Node that comes along for 18 months, bringing with it karma from 18 to 19 years ago. The North Node is about lessons you are here to learn, so, what you'll experience may baffle you at first, but the symbolism of the North Node is showing you what you are here in this lifetime to master. What these three factors tell us. You may feel an inner calling to start something that you've been dreaming about, and the world is lining up opportunities for you to do just that. To me, this seems like the classic inner drive to start a business, start dancing, singing, going back to school to become a doctor or whatever your heart desires. And what your other factors in your natal chart show. I mentioned the nodes bring karma to be balanced from 18 to 19 years ago, so think about what you were experiencing during 2004 to 2005. It's being balanced now. Look for patterns. For example, if 19 years ago you were a teenager, you were naturally drawn towards finding yourself and gaining independence. Now, you might find yourself in a relationship, where you experience the independence of the adult. Likely you live at your own place and have your own income and decide for yourself, but you have responsibilities and a lower freedom to do whatever you please than you expected back then, 18 to 19 years ago. So dear Taurus, know it's coming, it's fated, and these two dimensions of life need to be balanced. You will make the best decisions for yourself, every step of the way. Please use both reason and compassion. Think carefully every step. Research and test. Don't make life decisions just because you read interpretations on the internet and it clicks with you. The role of astrological interpretations is to show you in what area of life to prepare, research, and use both reason and intuition for your best steps ahead. Self-development is a major key for you. You are able to manifest a solid transformation, if you decide to make use of the energy available to you. Be sure to stay disciplined and resilient. Remember that practice makes perfect. The process of unfolding is a part of the journey. Prioritize self-care and mental health while releasing a need for control and perfectionism in daily routines. You may find yourself drawn to healing professions, such as hospitals or prisons, where your nurturing nature can shine. Embracing these changes in your relationship with work and prioritizing self-reflection will lead to personal growth and fulfillment. What are the nodes and why are they so important? Well, they represent karma we come with in this lifetime. And in their transit, they bring up energy patterns from 18 to 19 years ago to recycle. The South Node represents the lessons already learned from karma. Experiences that feel familiar to you. Problems for which you sense, know, see, the solution or positive happenings that you have an inner foresight for how they progress. The North Node represents the lessons you are here to learn, shaping your mission in this lifetime. These feel new, potentially scary, and it's for good reason, because you are here to learn precisely what the North Node, house, sign are bringing up. The next 18 months, starting July, bring about situations around close partnerships, within the family, with children or people who are a generation younger than you and with whom you have a close tie. Together you'll encounter situations which aim to balance karma from 18 to 19 years ago. It's possible that it involves those activities that keep the family together, like Christmas holiday gatherings or birthday gatherings that bring generations together. Watch out for any triggers that might spark arguments. During Node's transit in Libra, relationships can really be damaged with words that aren't carefully chosen. Being your South Node transit, though, you know how to handle this, dear Gemini, if you want. What you surround yourself with, you become. Keep this in mind as you make room for fresh connections and relationships from all walks of life. You will learn more about yourself through these people. Try not to worry about how people perceive you. Instead, build your own self-confidence up and own it. You'll likely experience situations you don't know how to handle yet. Let's take them one by one. The North Node, karma balanced from 18 to 19 years ago, in areas where you need to learn a lesson in this lifetime. So it will probably feel challenging. Because we learn little when life is all comfy and cozy. With the North Node in Aries, there will be a shift of focus towards friendships and community. You are the natural leaders in your social circles, organizing events and guiding others. You will feel an inner longing to start something new with your group, and it will feel like uncharted territory. And its calling will be irresistible. Because that's what the North Node brings. The inner yearning of the soul for learning what it has come in this lifetime to learn. The presence of the South Node in Libra brings a shift away from romance and towards the camaraderie of friends. It's a time of letting go of dating and instead enjoying the company of friends and engaging in group activities. Given that Pluto will return to Aquarius, it's not uncommon that you'll feel an urge to start a work union or to join a political movement in order to defend citizen rights, women's rights, or the interests of the people. Pluto in Aquarius, and especially the North Node in Aries, will awaken in you the activist. You'll likely feel a drive that you haven't had before, to be of service to the people. There is a possibility of reconnecting with someone from the past, which may not necessarily be a romantic connection. This transit also encourages sharing creative skills and self-expression with others, whether this is through workshops, teaching, or engaging in artistic endeavors. Embracing these shifts will bring fulfillment and a sense of purpose in social interactions. What you'll experience now results from how you approach life 18 to 19 years ago. What will you create for the future now? With the North Node in Aries 2023, there will be a strong focus on career and public image. Your career ambitions will take center stage. You will reassess your leadership skills in the workplace and find a balance between their career and family life. You may experience a shift away from relying heavily on your family and become more independent in pursuing your career goals. The South Node in Libra will influence your family with all that comes along, like your home, your house, your land, your real estate possession, and ultimately, your country. All these mix to me feel like the discussions which appear when you leave the nest and somehow your parents expect you to consider them as part decision makers in your life, for the rest of your lifetime. Even if you're already 40 and not just left for college. There are implications for the home estate, as well. There's a natural opposition between the North Node and the South Node, as they are always in opposite signs, 180 degrees apart. And that explains in part why all the time there's something in our lives that feels like an opposition. Specifically here. Family versus career, me versus we. The good news is that you have an intuitive knowledge on how to deal with these things. This transit brings opportunities for career development and advancement, although it may feel uncomfortable at first. There could be a promotion, higher status, or a change in job that propels you forward. It is a time of embracing your purpose and making the necessary shifts to align your career with your personal aspirations. As your children grow or your work situation changes, you may also make decisions to prioritize your own professional growth. It's your time to shine, so don't miss your moment. You are rising to the occasion and steering your professional life in the right direction. Be on the lookout for serendipitous opportunities. Be sure you have a safe environment to retreat in once you climb to the top. Be sure you are filling your own cup. In the end, there isn't a right or wrong way to approach this. Just make sure you research thoroughly and make the best decision for yourself, because you won't be paying just with money, but karma will record your intention and impact too and serve it back to you 18 to 19 years in the future. Well, the drum of that song slowly dims towards 12th of July, when the nodes shift into Aries-Libra, and we have the me versus we tune in the background, playing the karmic tune for your dance with life for the next 18 months, until January 2025. With the North Node in Aries, there will be a strong emphasis on travel, spiritual growth, and sharing knowledge. What everybody will experience is the classical strain between self-assertion and your partner demanding more of you in the relationship. A greater need to reinvent yourself, cater to yourself, exercise, work on discovering what you've become, and I feel you're not being affectionate with me, or I'm doing most of the work in our marriage, or I feel you're not investing as much as I am in our co-funded business. Possibly you've seen people like that are overexpressing their Libran aspect of the personalities. Especially women. The wife archetype. Who speaks only in we terms. We cook on Saturdays. We like English home deco. We always choose organic salads. Which is annoying because you can clearly see how the person seems unable to detach and talk about the self, without using the plural when her partner clearly is not displaying the we statements. You don't have to be that wife, but just think. How do you use your life, the close partnership you're in? As I've mentioned, this being the South Node, in this lifetime you need to outgrow this pattern and grow into embodying the expression of your North Node, which transits through Aries these 18 months. Aries is the sign of self-image, self-expression, self-affirmation. The focus will be on liberating yourselves from any constraints and seeking personal freedom and growth. So, educate yourself or travel to broaden the expression of self. Maybe you'll pursue a new certification? Take a course? Take a long trip as part of your hero journey? Only you know, dear Leo, but get ready for it. Make some room in your schedule and save some money. Be prepared for takeoff. You're meant to transcend in this realm, so don't be afraid to take a leap of faith. Seek deeper understanding, avoid superficiality, and don't overemphasize on your immediate surroundings. If you are thinking about seeking out a mentor or teacher, you will be successful. This will fulfill your curiosity for higher knowledge through relationships. This transit encourages you to take the initiative and become leaders in your chosen field of expertise, whether it's as a language teacher, spiritual teacher, or in any other area that aligns with your passion. In the past year, and continuing until July 2023, you might have experienced more poignant issues with your neighbors or siblings that triggered you. Meaning, you don't have the most balanced response on autopilot. Alternatively, occasional bursts in matters of communication, especially if you work in the world of PR, marketing, writing, or even sales, might have challenged you to think how to best respond. Adding to the mix the Scorpio sign where all this is taking place, we're talking about issues that go deep in your psyche. Scorpio is not about merely scratching the surface. The whole tune changes on 12th of July, when the nodes go into the Aries-Libra, where they bring about matters on me versus we. That is why there will be a record number of filings for divorce. People who are currently single have greater cosmic chances to meet a partner during the nodes in Aries-Libra, until January 2025. Specifically for you, dear Virgo, the nodes of the moon will affect your earned income and personal values, shared possessions and shared income, mortgage, inheritance. So, stories around money affect you now, with the rest of the globe. You can't escape it, unless you live in a cave in the mountains. And will continue until January 2025. The South Node. Karma from 18 to 19 years ago in situations for which you already have an intuitive knowing. In Libra, close relationships, partnerships and the couple. Suggests you'll deal with matters where your close business relationship and your personal earned income are intertwined somehow. Is it you run a business with your significant other? Do you need to receive alimony from your ex-partner in the next 18 months? Do you and your lover move in together and he or she pays you half the mortgage, while you are the only one taking the credit? This will create in your life situations that you have an intuitive knowledge about. You know what the next step is and how it all develops further. Trust your instinct with South Nodes matters, but check anything with money. The North Node brings situations that will not feel easy. Because the aim of the North Node wherever it passes through your chart, is to bring new potentials so you learn new soul lessons. Thus, the North Node in Aries brings a unique mix of factors, dear Virgo. Is it you, through improvements in your image and appearance, will create more money for you and others? Bring in the karma factor to analyze what it is you are recycling from 18 to 19 years ago. What were you doing back then, that you need to recycle now and experience from the other perspective? If 18 to 19 years ago, when the nodes were in Aries-Libra, you were still a teenager. For example, maybe you struggled with confidence in your self-image, like most teenagers do, and somehow, this lack in confidence shone in how you presented yourself in your first money-making endeavors, thus, making little money. If you were a triumphant, self-confident beauty, perhaps you helped make money for you and your family. Whatever it was, this time you'll likely experience the other side. You will be prompted to work on yourselves, becoming more open and vulnerable in your relationships. You are more than ready to dive deep into an ocean of feelings and experiences. Are you ready to peel away layers and explore your true identity in relationships? It may involve addressing people-pleasing tendencies and learning to assert your own needs. Effective money management and being mindful of spending are emphasized during this transit. You may become less reliant on your own income and more connected to your partner's income or joint accounts. A piece of advice: let go of an excessive attachment to material possessions and financial security. Don't forget to come up for air. Striking a balance between confidence and groundedness will serve you well. Dear Libra, 2023 to 2024 are years which will fine-tune your skills for being balanced. As cliché as it may sound, it's only once in 18 to 19 years that the South Node enters your sign, so it's a rare transit which will recycle karma from the time when the nodes were on the Aries-Libra axis, back in 2004 to 2005, 1987 to 1986 and so on. The money story slowly dims as the nodes go into Aries-Libra axis starting July 12, 2023 to transit until January 2025. So the next 18 months the me versus we stories will stress you significantly, because they transit your sun sign, and will aspect your sun and every other factor you have in Libra. The South Node brings situations for which you already have a higher knowing. Experiences where you'll intuitively know how they might unfold and what's the likely outcome of your actions. The North Node brings new situations that might cause anxiety, because they feel new, they bring uncertainty and self-doubt. The point is, the North Node is supposed to bring a new potential, because your soul has scheduled new lessons to be learned. So, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Instead, use your judgment, your reason and your intuition also, to answer, what is life trying to teach me? What's the lesson here? The South Node will bring forth a lesson in maintaining your identity within relationships. Your sense of self is shaped by your interactions with others, whether through conversations or observations. Aries, as your opposing sign, suggests you identify with being part of a partnership, and not straying away. Adding in the North Node with potentially new situations, you might have to redefine in the coming node cycle who you are by yourself and who you are as a partner. Therefore, new boundaries for self-identity and new boundaries in close relationships, like into your romantic relationships, your marriage, or your relationship with your co-founder, will be set. You will be urged to strike a balance between maintaining your identity and fostering harmonious connections. It involves learning to keep your individuality intact while being accountable and taking initiative in relationships. This applies to both business and personal relationships, such as coaching clients or engaging with romantic partners. You are encouraged to find a compromise and establish boundaries that honor your needs while considering the needs of others. With the nodes of the moon in the Aries-Libra axis, a lot of energy is moving toward how you show up as your authentic self. There is a questioning of identity and who you are meant to be. Through this self-discovery brings a chance to improve your relationships and how you show up for others. As always, I recommend, use your reasoning, research, test, verify your assumptions. Be assertive, not aggressive, and have patience. Remember, everybody is influenced by the nodes transit in Aries-Libra. You've just had a full year, I know. Not just that you feel deeper than most about everything you experience, but you've likely been triggered by global and personal events regarding money, your inner self, and your relationships. The good news: these things dim in intensity around July 12, 2023, when the lunar nodes, currently on the Taurus-Scorpio axis, shift into Aries-Libra axis, and they stop activating everything you have in your sun sign. The lunar nodes cycle the zodiac every 18.6 years and they bring karma to be balanced from 18 to 19 years ago, or 36 to 37 years ago, and so on. The nodes in Taurus-Scorpio axis, on a general level and for the whole of humanity, has been about the money. North Node in Taurus stands for money earned and personal values, and personal valuables, and South Node in Scorpio stands for money shares either through the family like mortgage, inheritance, family business, or sharing in the expression of stock investment and everything similar. So, South Node in Libra, or karma from 18 to 19 years ago, brings new experiences and new lessons. It affects a section of your personality that relates to past lives and subconscious patterns. This is indicating a need to let go of unhealthy relationship dynamics and negative beliefs about love. You are encouraged to release these patterns, either through hypnosis or self-reflection, and embrace self-love and boundaries. The North Node in Aries emphasizes the importance of focusing on personal health and career. This involves developing routines, practicing self-care, and prioritizing your own well-being. Knowing that karma is coming into your health house, don't wait until the nodes sweep away the Aries-Libra axis. Have a health checkup, inspect and clean your fridge from top 10 items not good for health. Add an extra body care activity, daily rest, if you work physically hard, or movement, if you sit at a desk all day. I stress the health issue, because on a global level, we are experiencing the ingress of Saturn in Pisces opposing Virgo, the health sign of everyone. Therefore I'm talking about health on a global level, so public health. You are one whose chart is triggered both from global events and personal karma, so be proactively caring. Burn out no more. Rest and retreat. Get in touch with the small details. Listen and grow as you learn to love yourself. Simplify your routine. Listen to what your body, mind, and soul need in order to thrive. Additionally, you may find comfort and unconditional love in the companionship of pets, which can fulfill your need for connection and affection. Dear Sagittarius, the pressing themes around work, overwork, health strains, mental health, your inner confidence and belief in the higher power, dims after July 12, 2023, when the lunar nodes move into Aries-Libra axis. On a global scale, humanity will feel this as the strain between me and we. It's going to be a relationship-themed 18-month period. You'll hear of a record number of divorces, separations, but also some spectacular matches in your circle of friends and acquaintances. Discomfort is probable, as is the case with anything new in life. That's what the North Node brings. New situations for new lessons your soul wants to learn in this lifetime. For Sagittarius, the North Node brings a focus on expanding family, romance, self-expression, and creativity. Some of you may choose to have children or deepen your connection with existing family members. Others may explore romantic relationships or focus on self-expression through hobbies and creative pursuits. The South Node will have an impact upon friends, associations, groups and clubs. There will be triggers, but you have an inner knowing about them. You've seen all this before and you know where this is going. It might bore you, it might make you feel relaxed, it might irritate you on, why is all this happening again? I thought I had mastered this soul lesson. Well, with the South Node, you did master it, yet this is an element of fate that's being brought up. The karma from 18 to 19 years ago, or 36 to 37 years ago and so on, is serving you back energy potentials from what you seeded back then. There may be a shift away from excessive concern for group harmony, as you prioritize your own needs and desires. This can involve setting boundaries with friends and being less inclined to compromise for the sake of maintaining harmony. So watch out for what happens between July 12, 2023 and January 2025. Any dynamic between your kids and your peers. The dispute between your presence required for the family enjoyment activities and your club's requirements for you. How do you choose to balance your child's soccer routine and your runner's club challenges? The playdates and your networking events? Whatever comes up as a form, know that the real reason they appear is for you to learn the lesson behind. And, when you cool down, don't ask yourself, why is this happening to me? But what is life trying to teach me? Or what does my soul want to learn? For hints, remember the karma from 18 to 19 years ago? Probably you need to understand the other side of anything you were experiencing back then. If you were a child, then, what are you now and what are you learning facilitated by children in your life? Have patience and remember, everybody is triggered by the nodes in some areas of their life and some people may be due for harsher lessons while others are having a breeze. They already learned the biggest part of their share for this lifetime regarding Aries-Libra energy. So, be empathetic. You're not crazy, they're not crazy, it's this karmic 18-month transit. Tap into your childlike energy and let the world be your oyster. Find joy in the little things. This is a magnificent period to choose a solo hobby of your choice or take on a creative endeavor. Your inner artist wants to come out and play, so honor your wishes. Embrace your unique self-expression and enjoy your passions. Since January 2022, the nodes are in Taurus Scorpio, which for humanity it's all about the money. Earned money, what would you do for money or not, shared money, investments, and so on. You've felt that, for sure. Just look at inflation and purchasing power parity and you understand. Soon humanity will deal with relationships issues, with the North Node opposing the marriage and close one-on-one partnerships for 18 months. You'll hear about breakups, divorces, makeups and new couples. Depending on your chart, you will be triggered by this alone. Might be your parents, children, brothers and so on. But for you, Capricorn, this transit of the nodes in Aries-Libra will affect your family, home, family life, your property, your country and your career, recognition, status and organized structures. I already mentioned the South Node brings situations you know how to deal with. In your career, this time, but the whole time, the career opposes your family, home, family life, country. For curiosity, monitor Capricorn politicians in power during this transit, and check their struggles to make moral decisions for their country while maintaining their status. So, issues in your organization. Be it a company, a union, an NGO. You instinctively know how to navigate all that. The North Node brings new lessons to be learned. Often, novelty brings discomfort. What can you do to prepare? Know it's coming and don't hide any pressing issues under the carpet, because in this 18-month cycle, it can get messy and it will be public, affecting your reputation. This placement encourages you to explore and establish your own identity through your family connections and by spending more time alone. The focus shifts towards finding joy in simple pleasures, enjoying the comforts of home. Potentially you may redecorate or move to a new house. Take a look at what your roots mean to you. You are being guided to be sure the foundation of your building is sustainable yet comforting. Any lingering issues around property within the family should be dealt with compassion and fairness before they become pressing issues. Any requests from the family to be more present? Address those now, before the nodes bring karma for you to balance. Don't forget, you are reaping what you sowed in the past. If 18 to 19 years ago or 36 to 37 years ago and so on, you were balanced and compassionate, it'll be a breeze. You are known for appreciating structured approaches to solving problems, so if it feels in your control, write on a piece of paper, what is lingering? What could I do to solve this? What am I really willing to do? What is one step I will take tomorrow to deal with this, in the most harmonious way for all those involved? Take the highest moral stance you can. Others are looking up to you. While you are climbing to the top, it is essential to have a place to rest your feet. Stability is the theme to pay attention to. Ensure a healthy balance between personal and professional ambitions, avoiding excessive career focus. How's family life been in the past year? If nothing special happened, all is good as usual, congratulations. You are a mature soul which has learned most of the hard family-related lessons you came in this lifetime to master. Or you are simply not in a node cycle where you were supposed to deal with this. Now nodes will ingress into Aries-Libra axis, starting July 12, 2023. On a global level, it's about the struggle with self-identity, self-affirmation and the opposition with relevant one-on-one relationships. I call this 18-month transit until January 2025 the me versus we dynamic. But for you, it will be the opposition between your communication, trade, short-distance travel, siblings and your higher learning, long-distance travel and seeing the bigger picture by learning with and from those that differ from you. What will all this bring into your life? The North Node in Aries will emphasize the importance of studying something new and improving communication skills. This placement encourages you to take action in developing your intellectual abilities and becoming powerful speakers. You will focus on expressing yourselves more assertively and confidently, sharing your ideas and knowledge with the world. The influence of Libra shifts from abstract thinking to a more practical and local approach, emphasizing communication within the immediate surroundings. Well, the North Node, as I mentioned, brings situations that trigger you and that feel new, and potentially, bring discomfort. Also, the North Node brings another facet of an experience that you need to understand better, not just one-sided. In our modern lives, when you are reading everything online, shopping or conducting business online, you are clearly part of the world economy. So if you have any activity that involves money online, that you didn't have 18 to 19 years ago, now you'll experience the other side. In the past, you've been just a customer? Now you'll experience being also a business owner or seller. Any issues you've experienced as a customer, you are likely to deal with as a business owner. Returns, complaints, or maybe expectations exceeded? You are reaping what you sowed. This period presents opportunities to start a business related to communication, writing, teaching, or leadership. You can look forward to enhancing your communication skills and making a positive impact in your immediate environment. This period presents opportunities to start a business related to communication, writing, teaching, or leadership. You can look forward to enhancing your communication skills and making a positive impact in your immediate environment. If you're not selling anything online, but you are active on social media, watch how you communicate about yourself and if anything that happens triggers you. Maybe your behavior in the past led to unwanted consequences? Or is embellishing what you communicate about your life that leads to others considering you are having a breeze in your life, and not offering support or compassion that you would actually prefer? Ask yourself, what is the lesson? The South Node will be in that area of life where you become wiser by traveling, studying and meeting foreign people that differ from you. The South Node brings situations where you have an inner knowing about, so in this area of life you might not feel very challenged, but self-assured that all is manageable. However, the nodes move together, always in opposition, and whatever other factors you have in Aries-Libra will create intensity in your life. If you have anything in Aries or Libra, check the dates when the North Node is transiting +/2 degrees and be patient, compassionate and watch your words. Your actions create karma, so now you're planting seeds for the future. What would you like to reap 18 to 19 years from now? Expect to attract people left and right. Your job is to decipher if these connections are worth entertaining. Your self-worth will go up tremendously. You may engage in activities such as getting to know their neighbors, exploring your neighborhoods, and build strong relationships with those nearby. Continue this energy for the rest of the year. At the end, you will know who deserves a seat at your table. 2023 is going to be a year you'll remember, that's for sure. Significant lessons are coming up for review or for the first time. Not just the nodes are changing signs this year, beating a different drum starting July 12, 2023, but you've probably already heard that Saturn, the neighbor few people like in the zodiac, has made an ingress in Pisces on March 7, 2023. Saturn takes 29.5 years to go round the zodiac, and his transit through Pisces is likely to challenge you, in terms of self-image, self-identity, physical appearance and reputation. It's not you, it's him. Saturn. Don't worry, all sun signs get a 2.5-year stay from Saturn and everybody goes through this. To have an honorable experience with Saturn, don't take sneaky shortcuts with anything related to you or your relationships, personal or otherwise. Do what's right, not what's easy. If there is a temporary discomfort, try to see this as the inevitable process of learning. Because Saturn brings a lesson, and a reward, if you give it your best. At the end of this 2.5-year transit, the reward might be a boost for your reputation, an improved physical appearance or a greater self-confidence. We, the rest of the zodiac signs, are rooting for you. Now the nodes. The North Node in Aries signals a shift towards focusing on your own financial independence and self-worth. Changing your perspective surrounding money will help you recognize obstacles. You will knock them down with grace and ease. You will no longer rely on others for financial support and will strive to make your own money. The influence of Libra, which previously attracted wealthy partners or financial assistance, will be released. You will embrace your leadership qualities and explore ways to teach others about money-making strategies. You will put effort into increasing your income and may have opportunities to earn more. However, you should be cautious of impulsive spending habits. So, for you dear Pisces, the money story continues for an additional 18 months. But not just money, but what is valuable as well. Sometimes money isn't the most important value for you, and this transit into Aries-Libra axis will help you redefine your personal values. Especially since Aries is the sign of individuality and self-identity and self-leadership. It will all feel new to you, and yes, you are balancing karma from the past. What were you planning 18 to 19 years ago? In Libra, the South Node brings something you've dealt with before. You instinctively know where all is going. It's about sharing money in a personal relationship. Whatever challenges you have in your earned money will affect your marriage or a close relationship. Now these two are linked, and they're karmic. This period encourages self-development and a shift in perception regarding relationships, acknowledging that they are deserving of a healthy partnership. This phase also involves healing any fears or negative associations with money. You are encouraged to focus on practical aspects of life, letting go of past psychological explorations, and materializing your goals. Get clear on your material goals, then take the necessary steps to achieve it. So be prepared, be patient, and be compassionate. Consult any relevant professional regarding money decisions. Calculate, check, and recheck. Sometimes we forget other people are also being triggered by the nodes, just as we are, because every sun sign has a distinct set of houses activated. So, they have their own issues too, therefore patience and wisdom are virtues you will be needing until 2025, when Saturn will leave Pisces, and the nodes will move from Aries-Libra axis into Pisces-Virgo axis until mid-2026. If you like this video, smash the like button and be my next new subscriber.